Hey guys, I want to continue on helping your dog learn to come when he's called, and we're taking this outdoors now, obviously. So we talked about what applies indoors, and it's making it the best thing in the world for your dog to come to you, rewarding 100% of the time when he does it successfully, at least initially, because you want to have a good bucket of positive reinforcement built up with this. I still reward 100% of the time with a treat for successful coming when called for my dogs, because it's something I want to be impeccable. It's not a behavior that I want to mess with. I want to give them the freedom to be able to go off leash. So when they come back to me, that kind of tells me they're earning their freedom and they get to go off leash a little bit more and do it reliably. So when you practice outside, you're adding a couple of things to the work that you've already done inside. And as we talked about, I would definitely work on this indoors first. You are adding, number one, more distance. You got to put a little distance on this in your house, but not as much as the great outdoors. And number two, and more importantly, distractions, right? So outdoors, you've got smelly stuff on the ground, you've got chipmunks, you've got birds, you've got maybe the neighbor's dog on the other side of the fence. Tons of distractions that are super fun and interesting to your dog. So you got to raise yourself and your enthusiasm and your rewards up to match and beat the excitement over all those distractions. So you got to have a piece of equipment. I would not recommend just letting your dog go off leash and trying to work on this. You want to be able to control the distance. So I've got a long leash. I think this one is 25 feet. You can get them from 15 to I think 300 feet. I like a nice medium length leash in there, 25, 50, 100 feet is great, going to give you a lot of flexibility. I would never use a retractable leash for this because that's going to hurt you. It's not going to be easy to snap in and snap out. I wouldn't use a retractable leash for anything. So what I'm going to do initially is I'm going to just connect Jed up to the long leash, and I'm going to encourage him to get a little distance away from me. I'm going to let him get busy with sniffing, and now he's going to follow me, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a treat, and I'm going to toss it away from me just to get him to go away. Jed knows kind of to stay with me when he's outdoors, so that's what he's doing. So when, and I'll do that again in a moment. Yes, when Jed goes away from me, I'm going to wait until he's looking away. First thing I'm going to do is call his name. I want to get him to turn his head to me. If he can't turn his head, he's probably not going to come to me. So enthusiasm when you call the dog's name is great. Don't be ticked off. Don't be angry when you're calling it. Make it fun. Second thing, only when you get that head turn, I want you to use your cue. It can become here, whatever you have picked, pick one word and stick with it. I use touch, and I talk to a lot of you guys about this. The reason I do is because my dog is going to get all the way to me, tap his nose to my palm, and stop there. So he's not going to swing around me and swing away at all. So also, when I call Jed's name and I use my cue, I'm going to start going backwards immediately. Backwards is going to draw him to me like a magnet. So it's going to go like this. Go get it. Jed! So I'm going to let Jed finish sniffing for his treat. This shows you the power of a distraction right here. Jed, touch! Yes! Yes! And when Jed gets to me, I'm going to immediately hit him up with a jackpot. Yes, 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 and yes. So that's 4 tiny treats delivered one after the other. I want Jed to know that you got it right and you got an extra bonus for this. So we're going to go one more time, and I'm going to add the clicker in. That was for those of you guys who use yes to mark when your dog gets to you. So I gave it a good sharp yes when Jed got to me. We're going to get him away again. Jed, touch! Yes! Oh, yes! Yes! Good boy! Yes! Good job, Jed. So you guys, you see, even Jed was a little distracted there because he was after a piece of food, which is super high value for him. So I gave him a couple of seconds with that. I didn't think he was going to be too successful if I pushed it, so I let him kind of hang in there and look for that treat and get finished with his sniffing. When I saw that he was ready, I called him and we got a successful coming when called. We're going to go again. He's distracted by the camera guy right now. Jed! Touch! Yay! Good boy! Yay! And you guys, key thing is, even if it's slower progress than you would expect, make it happy and reward every time. You want to build up a huge bucket of positive reinforcement with this so that when you need it, you've got it.